My manager for 40 years was a fellow called Joe Skindor. He was a hell of a guy because he took me when I was really just trying to make a move, and he was the guy that made it all happen.
Joe discovered him. Joe stayed with him.
Joe believed in him.
He and I hung out. We became good friends. My mother adored him. That was a big part of it. My mother adored him. And I loved Joe. He would always wear, real Italian burgundy shoes, short ankles, black socks, and wear these. He always wore, I'll never forget, a silk shirt, and he was kind of heavy set, and the shirt always parted. And all you could see was the Catholic cross laying on his chest. And I swear to God, if God knew what he did, the cross would have melted. Joe Skindor was a short man with a lot of class. And in those days when you worked the Copa or you worked Basin Street East, which I worked all those places, and in Florida when I worked the hotels and all, it was all mostly, wise guys.
Well, you never asked of the owner, what did you do before this? It was kind of an unwritten rule.
Sweet man, very sweet man. Always looking for girls.
He was a lapel guy. He would always say, he would come up to you, say, you know what, I was just thinking about you the other day, and you know what, he'd always do this.
When he died, you would think he was the most holy of holy guys, which Joe wasn't. He certainly wasn't a man wanted by the law or in trouble that way, but he knew everybody, So it wasn't that you say Mary Johnson was at the funeral and Tom Pliberton and Irving Katzman. It wasn't that. It was Vinny Boom Boom, Charlie One Eye, Eddie the Dribble, Charlie the Nose, some of those people. Now, he has a Monsignor or a Cardinal. I'm not Catholic, so I don't know, but I all know that they got good costumes. And he's laying there, boom, and I'm in the front row, and boom. And there's a guy called Mikey Falco. He's gone now, but he was like, Joe gave him to me years ago when I was at Basin Street as my bodyguard. I said, Joe, I don't need a bodyguard. This guy said, I'm going to take care of you. He talked like Joe. Don't you worry, sweetheart. Nobody bothers you. A drummer one night said he didn't like me, and he took out a stick and boom, it almost broke his leg. I said, why'd you do that? He said he didn't like you. He has no right to say that. He's got to show respect. It was crazy. Anyway, he was insane. Anyway, so he was always around me. So now he's outside. He's in charge of the people pulling up in the cars and seeing that people get into the church. It so happens the church is packed. There's no more room, and it's a snowy day. And the exhaust, like you see in The Sopranos, guys in coats, all guys, they look like a bus at them. They're all walking in like this. Nobody was normal. They were all like this. Anyway, so he's outside, and the guy says, "I'm Charlie, the can opener. I love Joey. Want to get in? Can't get in. It's closed. It's over. Boom, boom, boom." All of a sudden, the door opens. "You let me in. I'm a friend of Joe's. I'll suck your neck." Spiriti fonto ponto. Hey, Joe Skindor. But door comes ajar again. I kill your sister. I'll take the eyes out of your mother. And we're all trying to be straight. I was like this. People said, Don got to pull himself together. I was trying to keep a straight face. Every time the door opened, I'm gonna take your sister and wrap her in her own dress and shoot her in the head. You better open the door. That's what happened.